thank you for coming back to watch another book review. We're going to go right on into this one. It's probably going to be a pretty quick one, because I got somewhere to go, okay? So, I'm trying to get it in when I can, okay? So this book is called Regrettably, I Am About to Cause Trouble by Amie, McNee. And I do not have a physical copy of the book, so I will attach a picture of the cover of the book to this video so you know what that looks like. So let's go ahead and get on into this. So this story is set in 1535 Oxfordshire, England, where Lady Maud is betrothed to Edward Beckett. Maud has a secret that she fears will be revealed on her wedding night. Maud prays that Edward will be understanding and or be so impaired from drink that he won't notice. Maud is also hoping she will be impregnated on her wedding night to further solidify her union and thus making it impossible for Edward to turn her out. The wedding night goes as planned, however, the next morning, Edward finds Maud's blemish and is fit to be tied. Edward is calling her a witch because of her physical blemish, saying Maud was going to put a hex on his member, and the marriage wasn't consummated. So Edward is making claims in the hopes of getting the marriage annulled, or at the very least, get him a divorce from Maud. Maud's father and brothers are left to determine her immediate fate while things are getting sorted out with Edward. Maud's mother didn't attempt to defend or suggest more suitable arrangements for Maud. It is decided for Maud to be sent off to live with a farmer, which would be of lower class than she currently is. And, well, Maud just wasn't having it and turned to the local apothecary for refuge. This is where she finds Hildy and Zita, the witches of the town. Now, Maud sends letters to her family that go unanswered until she is finally summoned to the family home. Maud thinks this is a positive thing, believing her family will have solved her marital problem and she will be welcomed back into the level of society she is accustomed to. Well, that is not how things went. Basically, she is dead to the level of society and living she once knew and is on her own. This is where things really take a turn and Maud is faced with accepting, although reluctantly, her new path in life. Maud and her newfound constituents form a bond and help her realize the potential she has within her. Maud has to share her own ways to a degree and make way for what's ahead. Maud makes many mistakes and is kind of learning on the fly. The heat is turned up when the comrades are summoned to King Henry's 12 days of Christmas celebration. King Henry is intrigued by Maud's gift. King Henry has solicited Maud to spy and determine if Queen Anne is also a witch. Maud strikes a deal with King Henry for her services. Maud spends time with the Queen and grows to like her very much. Maud is faced with telling what she knows or allowing things to play out on their own in hopes for a good outcome. Maud has been faced with saving the one she loves or covering up secrets. With all that is going on, love, loyalty, and the comrades' futures hang in the balance. You will have to read the book to find out what Maud decides to do and how everything unfolds. Now, let me tell you about some triggers. There is some witchcraft behavior in acts described. There is sexual content. There is a slave journey depicted. There is a miscarriage and death described. And there's a lot of cursing. While reading this, I kind of wondered, did they really do that much cursing back in that time? I was like, I don't know. Did they curse like that back then? It didn't bother me one bit, but I just had that thought of, did they really curse like that back then? And there is a same-sex situation, if that could give you pause. And I listened to the audiobook version, which is a little over 8.5 hours long. So I listened to the book in one day while working my day job. So it shouldn't take you that long to get through it. I did like the story. I like that it wasn't too drawn out. It was enough to capture your attention, hold your attention. There was some drama. There was some high moments. So it was a very good crafted story. The author is the narrator in the audiobook, which I thought was pretty cool. And I thought she did a wonderful job bringing the words into action for us. So that was a nice touch. And I also thought that, well, yeah, I mean, the author would kind of really know how they wanted the story conveyed. So I felt like knowing the author was the narrator, that we got the true tone that the author wanted the reader to have. I could really envision the story unfolding in my mind, which means there was some great description. The genre is romance, and I would also add mystery and drama. Now, I will say the title is very intriguing, and it's what made me want to find out what this book was about and like what trouble was to be had, right? So I would have expected Maud to wreak a little bit more havoc on her family based on the title of the book. I felt like, okay, she's going to really give it to them. Like, she is going to really jack up their situation and standing in life and whatever else based upon the title of the book. I mean, I'm about to start some trouble. I thought, oh, she's about to really start some trouble with her family. But you will have to read the book to find out what trouble Maud gives the other characters in the book. And this book captured my interest and held on to it the whole way through. Like I said, it was a day read. I was really rooting for Maud. However, at some points in the book, I was just like, girl, you need to check your attitude. Like, I know you are used to being in high society, but that does not mean, or should not mean, that you treat other people the way that you're treating them. I was just like, girl, check yourself, okay? So, there was definitely some action, some drama sprinkled in there. I did like the aspect of Maud finding her inner power and self-acceptance. I found it interesting how she kind of found her place in life after being pretty much cut off from her family. I thought, well, I mean, if you had to, you know, just figure it out on the fly, she did an okay job. So that was an interesting piece. I did wonder if there was going to be a sequel with more shenanigans and drama. I thought the author gave us a glimpse at the background of the side characters, that if another book was made, it would be interesting to see an expansion of those histories, intertwined into how they progress to the next phase of their lives. I would be interested to see, you know, what the next phase of their lives look like. I mean, they went through quite a bit, and I kind of want to know what the next chapters were for these characters after all of this stuff that happened. I don't know if there's a sequel or not, but I would be interested in reading it to find out what happens next. I don't know if there are any discussion questions in the physical copy of the book, because obviously I didn't have it listen to the audiobook. So some topics to discuss could be, what would you do if you were in Edward's position and found out after the wedding that your wife had kept an important detail from you that could have changed your mind about getting married? And then you could flip that vice versa if the husband kept something from the wife. Was Edward's reaction unreasonable, or was this just his way of getting out of this marriage? So, yeah, what do you think about that? And do you think Maud should have blamed her parents for her predicament? Do you think the parents should have handled things differently before and after the marriage, and why? Since there is witchery in this book, do you believe there are persons with special abilities, and if so, should they use them on others? Why or why not? Do you think Hildy should have revealed her background to Maud sooner, or if so, do you think it would have changed the trajectory of the story? Well, these are just a few to get you started. If you read the book, I am sure you will come up with more. There are definitely other aspects of this story that you could discuss, okay? So, I did give this book a 9.5 out of 10. If you haven't read the book, go get it, or listen to the audiobook, which I listen to the audiobooks on Hoopla, Hoppla, and it is connected with your local library, or you can enter in the information of whatever library you have an active library card at, and then you are basically connected to that library's catalog of books, movies, audiobooks, all of that. So that is who I use to listen to my audiobooks 98% of the time. If you've read the book, comment your thoughts. I want to know what you think about this story. If you can, try not to give spoilers. If you just have to give a spoiler, just put spoiler at the beginning of your comment so other people can go ahead and scroll past that if they are thinking about reading the book and don't want things to be revealed beforehand. So we want to give everybody a chance to read the book if they want to without spoilers, so there you go with that. If you haven't read the book, go pick it up. See if you like it. See if it entertains you. And hey, go ahead and click that like, subscribe, and share buttons. Make your comments. You may maybe given a shout out in a future video. So that is all for this round. Like I said, I got to go.